Hello and welcome to the Street Crime UK YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Today we look at a nurse who threw a sickie to clean up after her son when he kneecapped a love rival with a shotgun in the back of a Mercedes. Patricia Dean, 58, called in sick to work and cleared up after her son Vincenzo De Falco, 28, when he shot Jonathan Smith as the victim sat in the back of her C350 Sport E Auto. Specialist mental health nurse Miss Dean, who works at a hospital in Manchester, then had a car undergo a full valet and deep clean at a car wash in a bid to clean Mr. Smith's blood stains away. As police hunted her son, she left the vehicle, which had been hired for her by the NHS, at the home of her unwitting sister in the hope police would not be able to find it. Mr. Smith, 25, who was ex-lover of De Falco's girlfriend, was found dumped in the street in Rochdale and was taken to hospital with serious leg injuries. He underwent many hours of surgery for his wounds. Police later recovered the Mercedes and found traces of his blood on the seals around the rear passenger compartment. At Bolton Crown Court, Miss Dean of Sowerby Bridge, West Yorkshire, was found guilty by a jury of assisting an offender. Mr. De Falco of Bacup admitted causing grievous bodily harm with intent at an earlier hearing. No motive was given for the shooting. The court heard Mr. Smith was attacked after being lured into the back of the Mercedes by Mr. De Falco. Philip Barnes, prosecuting, said that car was a lease hire vehicle hired to Patricia Dean via her employer, the National Health Service. She herself had another car, a BMW, but her son, it seems, drove the Mercedes. Mr. Smith was shot through the front of the left leg at point blank range with a shotgun while he was sitting in the back of the Mercedes. Mr. De Falco, the shooter, had been sitting in the front seat of that car and had been turned and fired his shotgun through the leg of Mr. Smith, who was sitting in the rear, and then pushed Mr. Smith out of his car onto the pavement before driving. In the hour that followed, Mr. De Falco made repeated telephone contact with his girlfriend, who had also been the ex-girlfriend of Jonathan Smith, the man he shot. She then called Patricia Dean and told her what had happened. Within minutes, Patricia Dean was on the move to where her son had lived, and they met in order to work out what on earth they were going to do and how they were going to try to cover Mr. De Falco's tracks. Patricia Dean, for her part, arranged for the Mercedes to be thoroughly and deeply cleaned in an effort to remove all traces of Mr. Smith's shooting. She sent messages to her supervisors at work, suddenly telling them that she wouldn't be in the next day or indeed the rest of the week, as she was suddenly and mysteriously unwell. We suggest that she had rather more serious things to worry about than her attendance record at work. The following day, Miss Dean was seen at a car wash in the Hayden area at the wheel of the Mercedes and asked that it be given a full valet. Mr. Barnes added it was cleaned for over an hour. During the process, she repeatedly asked the operative to clean the back seats thoroughly and was seen inspecting the back seats of the vehicle very close by. The worst of the mess would plainly have been cleaned before she took it to the car wash. Nobody would take it for the valet full of blood, as it must have been, but this was about scoring out any trace of Jonathan Smith's blood within the vehicle. Having washed that car and thinking it to be forensically clean, Patricia Dean left it at the home of her sister, where it might hopefully go unnoticed for a while. Miss Dean and Mr. De Falco were arrested as she was driving the BMW. Miss Dean later told police her son would never do anything like shoot somebody, and added, "He tells me everything." She claimed she had last driven the Mercedes the previous weekend and made no mention of her trip to the car wash. In court, she denied knowing about the shooting and said of her son, "I was not aware that he had done that. I did not know what happened. I had absolutely no idea. I have got nothing to hide." Miss Dean admitted visiting her son, but said it was because he had an argument with his girlfriend, Lucy Fluck. They had a very volatile relationship, although she was very much in control and didn't think she was right for him. "I said I will come and see you as I thought they had an argument. She seemed really upset. I said, 'Do you want me to come up?' She said, 'Yes.' I do not start prying and questioning. I was angry and upset. When I got there, Enzo was saying, 'What are you doing here?' I said, 'Well, she phoned me up. She was really angry. I wanted to find out what the argument was about.'" No more was said. Miss Dean and Mr. De Falco will be sentenced at a later date. So what are your thoughts about this mother and son who looked to cover up her son Mr. De Falco's actions after shooting a love rival? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, stay safe.